I told you guys a while ago that it's just a big game of cat and mouse that we're playing here. Everybody's it's a big game of cat and mouse. And yet here we are again. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Retro Hoop Collectibles. I really, to be honest with you guys, here's kind of the thing here. I don't want to give a lot of energy to this kind of stuff, but I feel it's important because we have this idea that grading companies are the end all be all, and then that they are the utmost authorities and this, that, and the other. When at the end of the day, like I've told you guys several times before, regardless, it's still people, and even if they run it through, the grading, the object or the art of grading, if you want to call it, is still people, and even if you want to run it through some sort of AI or some sort of learning algorithm or something like that, it's still people that are setting those variables and creating those algorithms and those programs and things like that. They're writing the code. It's all flawed at the end of the day, right? And can be beaten with enough time. Everything can be beaten. And this latest thing that popped up on Card Porn, we'll jump over here on Instagram. If you're not following Card Porn, then we're just not operating on the same level of collectors that I assumed we were. But trimmers be trimming. It says Vahase Sports Cards. It took some detective work, but easy example is Josh Kitty card, which trimmer purchased raw on eBay March 3rd from seller VT Tigers. As you can see, the card is noticeable damage from the entire top edge. Miraculously, just a month later, listed the same card in a shiny new PSA 10 holder. Surprise, surprise. Previously dodgy top edge was now clean as a whistle. So they bought this card for a couple $1,000, or $1,100. And then turn around and sold it for, or put it up on eBay for $10,000. Now that it was in a PSA 10. The issue here is that this card was purchased with a really bad top edge on it. But I don't really see where they have this set up. Oh, okay, I see what they're saying. So this top edge was really had a lot of whitening on it. And they're using, I guess, this little marker here with the space and this marker where it's pretty much cut off here as evidence of trimming, right? So they just kind of cleaned it. I don't even know how that works. How do they trim? Do they put them in a paper cutter, or what do they do to trim these? I don't understand it. But I mean, yeah, you can clearly see the big chunk of white there in the marbling, and the white marbling. Only to see very little of it here in the PSA case. Yeah, clearly a trimmed card. So again, Vahase Sports Cards has since taken the eBay listing down and has gone private on Instagram. We've alerted both eBay and PSA, who will clearly take action. Given the above, you can probably assume that any card sold by Vahase Sports Card have been trimmed or altered in some way. Buyer beware. And according to them, they were using Mark's cards to submit a lot of this, according to Mark's cards court documents. So you can kind of see it here a little bit better. They kind of have an overlay of the card where you can see a little bit more of the white. Oh yeah, you can definitely see it there when they do the overlay. You'll notice that there's a lot more white at the top. You got this big glob of white right there. And in the graded card, it's just simply not there. Is this card numbered? Is that how they were able to figure that out? I guess it's numbered. That's kind of how they know they have the exact card. Again, so PSA had one get by them, right? Um, and it's gonna happen. I mean, it's gonna happen. People are literally out there. That's why they are like counterfeiting is such a lucrative operation. Because it doesn't take very many, right? I mean, I would imagine PSA gets bombarded with all kinds of stuff like this on a day-to-day basis. I would imagine they catch about 80% of it, and I would imagine that they don't catch about 20% of it. But it comes down to what is the company going to do whenever they find out that there's evidence out there that they graded a trimmed card. I would imagine they're probably going to recall that card back. I don't know. I really don't know what they're planning on doing. Another thing that they posted the other day that I thought was interesting was this whole thing here. If you don't know who this guy is, that's Card Kahuna. The one who recently sold the box of G.I. Joe and passed it off as a box of first edition Pokemon cards, so on and so forth. I don't like... Okay, so this guy sold this cards to Shine. I forget what his real name is. For $2.7 million. It was a deal for $2.7 million. And apparently he has not... So there was two people that sold the box to Shine, one of which is the Millie Pops guy, who has since given the money back. And this guy has not given his portion of the money back. And so... it turns out that they're looking for him. I don't know. They obviously aren't looking that hard because dude is sitting front row, courtside at a Celtics game. And then he's denying the fact that it's even him when it's clearly him. And he's just out there balling, spending all his money up on front row seats. And apparently he's been hanging out with this guy who was courtside that same day. I don't know. It's just a bunch of nonsense. All this quiet, self-confessed young rich man, a.k.a. Jacob Card Kahuna, has since gone to $2.7 million of Shine 150's money for the sealed case of G.I. Joe, subsequently paid back the $515, which was his share of the ill-gotten gains. We hear that Jacob is burning through Shine's money at a rapid rate, as he was pretty much broke before the G.I. Joe deal. Yeah, I would imagine so. So anyway, just burning through my man's money, not giving any of it back. But that's interesting though. So he sold it to them. Well, I don't even know how he got his hands on it or whether or not it was a real box or not, but I really don't understand how baseball cards the BBCE, right? I don't know how they're not a bigger piece of all of that happened, because they were the ones that authenticated it, right? And so it's like, I don't know how they're not on the horn for any of that stuff. Baseball Card Exchange is the name of the place I was trying to think about. I don't know how they're not on the horn for more of that, but anytime there's big money involved in this kind of stuff, which there's been, I mean, the tabloids and the headlines recently have all been about the big money that's coming through the hobby. And of course, when there's big money, it attracts big whales, and those whales attract sharks. And it's just the way the game goes. But I really tried not to pay attention to too much of that stuff. I'm not even playing in this arena anyway, right? The Josh Giddey that was trimmed, they had it listed as a $10,000 card. I'm not even in that arena, so I don't really care about it. The box of first edition sold for $2.7, $3 million, whatever. That's not even my arena. I'm not even in that. I'm just trying to chase a couple of of gold Olajuwon cards. That's it. So anyway, a lot of you have reached out to me and asked me for my take on this. My take is that PSA had a couple of them had one slip by them. Somebody was trying to do some shady shit, and they got caught. I mean, it's not gonna stop. It's never gonna stop. people are going to continue to do this forever and ever and ever. It will always be a part of the hobby. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. I mean, not so long ago we were talking about the signature one where the guy was following the RPAs. I mean, they're doing all kinds of stuff like that. So don't be surprised when you see that kind of stuff. Do your research if you're going to seriously going to spend that kind of money on a card. Do your due diligence. Make sure you go through everything with a fine-tooth comb. And for the love of God, stop reading into it too much. You know, it's going to happen. It's not going away, and it is what it is. I like card porn though, because they're always uncovering all this kind of stuff. And it just is. I'll jump off this, but it's just. I mean, it is what it is. I really don't have an opinion on it either way. It sucks, and it's never going to stop, and it's pretty shitty. So the best thing that we can do is just try to uncover as many of these knuckleheads as we possibly can, and I hope that it discourages people from doing it, but it never will. So thank you guys for watching. I have some pretty interesting news that I'll be doing. I'll do another video on it tomorrow for my King Olajuwons that are nearing the end of the story. But we'll drop that video tomorrow. So I appreciate you guys watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Love y'all. Peace.